What's good, everyone? This is Dev the Coolest.
And this is Ray Bay.
And this is JB.
And welcome to Slick Talk.
Hey, it's
yes.
lit.
With a hashtag.
Hashtag Slick Talk.
Yes, with a hashtag. I'm trying to wake up.
Hashtag.
It's early. We usually
This is
don't
the
record
earliest
this early.
we've been in the studio, and I am hungry.
Right, hungry, a little tired.
Right.
But welcome back, y'all. It's great to be with you all again.
Definitely is.
I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and
Happy holidays,
yes,
definitely.
Right, happy holidays. We're still in the midst of holidays season.
Yeah.
Did y'all get your trees yet? Or are y'all getting trees?
I'm not getting the
That's a
tree.
good question.
We already got a tree at the office. That's it.
Oh, blue.
Yeah.
He's like, that's good enough for me.
I'm not doing all that.
I'm definitely not getting a tree. Which is crazy. I didn't get one last year.
We saw your
as
tree,
well.
though, on
We
Instagram.
did see your tree.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Already up.
That's like a tradition in
right.
Devery's place.
Same decorations. I
Yeah.
still have the ornaments from when we.
But I love
we were
it. You're
roommates
very
when JB and
festive.
were
I
That's
love how
good,
festive
I'm
you
not
are.
at all. I couldn't care. Where's the food?
Right.
Listen. Okay, so let's start with an icebreaker. So I thought of this just randomly because I have some. It was like I was having like a moment of like self-reflection. And I was like, well, this would be dope to kind of like talk about. But anyway, toxic traits. What is or are your toxic traits? And then I can start. Y'all can start.
I'll start. Probably. I mean, two that jump out and come straight to mind is that I easily I cut people off.
Your voice shook a little bit.
It did. It went down. The voice went down.
Because it's kind of like an insecurity, to be honest with you. I'm trying to work on it, but I don't know where it stems from.
I was like, where does it stem from?
I don't know. Just to start it off, I'm not sure where it stems from, but I know there have been several cases where all it takes is just somebody to do something wrong that I feel is a betrayal to me, and for me to easily just cut them off.
Well, I don't know if that's toxic.
It is.
Well, it can be, but I mean, with that example though, if somebody like wrongs you or if somebody's doing you wrong, like, need that energy.
Wrong is very. I mean, doing you wrong is very subjective, right?
Yeah.
So it's just
somebody step on your foot and then you
exactly,
cut
or somebody
that's the thing about toxic traits is that at some point they served us, and now it's just a problem. It's just a habit we gotta shake.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a great.
That's one thing, and then another thing is probably like my sexual habits. You know what I'm saying? Just slow down a little bit. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Literally, I'm getting to an age right now where I need to find, not because of society says I need to, but just what I have for myself and what I want for myself is find some stability and slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
take it easy.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Fun.
I'm very blessed that I'm still here and I'm healthy and I'm alive. But definitely for where I want my life to go, I definitely need to slow it the fuck down. And
no, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
I'm about to say what you know, because I haven't talked to Ray about nothing in a minute.
I don't think.
Last time Ray see me, my element was in May when we went to Mexico.
Oh my God, we're not gonna bring Mexico back. What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico.
That's
there's a lot going on. Okay, he just got a flashback. Anyway, we gotta go back to Mexico. Right?
I wasn't there, but I heard.
Oh yeah, you heard. Anyways, right now.
That's a moment in my life where I was like, okay, you know
I
what?
loved it. I seen another side of Ray.
Down with yourself, what you're going through right now.
I seen another side of Ray, and I loved it.
Well, you know what? I was going through some things. That's it. That's all I'm gonna leave
it at. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all
good. Toxic traits. One that I have is I can be distant. I might not cut somebody off, but I can be distant with you, and I can just be distant in general. I'm a very reserved person. So even with friends, I might not hit you up for 2 weeks, but I still consider us friends, but somebody might have a problem with it.
Right.
I just like my alone time.
Right.
Even with family. My family's like, you never come around. I'm like, but I got to get out of my house. I got to put clothes on and get on the train and come see you. It's a lot.
Right. There's a layers to be on the way.
But I can be distant to the point where I'm distant with my own emotions. And I think that's when it becomes an issue, because
Aquarius.
Yeah, I'm like, I can logically explain things to myself and just not feel it.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay, this is how I feel about it. Cool. No, you didn't feel it out. And then 6 months later, it hits you like, and you're in tears for no damn reason. You're like, what the hell?
Damn, 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a wow.
Yeah.
Right. It come and go for me. I let the emotions pass, and it's like, all right.
Me and
on
you're
to the next.
Pisces.
Right. Well,
Y'all just ride that wave real quick.
Right.
Me, I'm like,
True.
I'm a Pisces rising. So I'm like, I do feel a little bit, and I know I can feel intensely, so I just don't do it. And then when I do
But
it,
6 months later.
it's a mess.
Yeah.
Other toxic trait is that I can be controlling, I think. Sometimes I can want, like, when your friends are pretty much on their shit again, and you really want to stop them and, like, hey, you should do better
Shake
for
'em up a little
yourself.
bit,
Yeah, but I have to start realizing you got to let people fuck up.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Well, now that I
people
have
are-
to start
I always
realizing
say people
that.
are gonna do what they want to do regardless.
I realize that you gotta let people fuck up and just. I mean, for me, it's more like it can be stress on me because other people's drama sometimes can be my part of my life. But I've learned to remove myself from that. So that's something
responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't control
Like,
people's
this is my
emotions.
friend. They're getting back in the same cycle, and I'm watching it. But I'm just gonna pray for you and be on the side.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're in my thoughts and prayers.
Right.
For me, the biggest one, I posted actually recently about it on Instagram in my story with the clown coming out. I was I have. So let me say that I do have boundaries. I have boundaries, and I can enforce them. But if I meet someone and I like them. Like, I like them. And that, like, the wave of it just is so intense. It's so strong. Like, I'm envisioning weddings and, like, like, I'm just, like, in it. And I think that's not good. Because I see people's potential before I see their flaws.
Yes.
And that's something I'm still working on.
So what would be a balance in that, like seeing both or something, seeing their flaws and their potential?
Well, one, just taking a step back and just realizing, like, okay, this person is new. Like, there's a lot to learn. You know what I mean? You don't have to be all in, dive head first. But I don't know if I want to look at their flaws so much as, like, just giving it more time.
Yeah.
Because then I get bored quickly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all in at first, and then I'm like, okay, now what else can you give me?
You know what? I've had, just not realizing I've had the same issue. I think until recently. Now I'm very much so, okay, I like you, but I'm going to take this very slow.
Right. Take my time. And
yeah.
And another one is, I wouldn't say it's a toxic trait, but, like, I act on my emotions, like, instantly. Like, I'm getting better at, like, just sitting on stuff and not, like, reacting so quick,
impulsive.
Exactly. Very impulsive. That's, speaking of signs, that's my Aries moon. Very impulsive, like, very, like, hot-headed. Like, if something angers me, and then I don't know. That's just.
But we were roommates. Dev, the coolest, and I were roommates for a while. And to that, it's like I've seen those type of moments with you, but I feel like they were really brought on like if you were under the influence. You know what I'm saying? Like if you catch like there was moments where I seen if we were out drinking or whatever the case may be,
God.
like and something happened
God.
that didn't sit right with Dev, like he would lash out or
that's how
to
people
be
be in their
defend and
feelings.
everything like that. But I feel like for the most part, I feel like you got your
I'm
your feelings in check
I'll
for
be
the most
30
part.
in 2-3 months.
Wow,
So
that's
getting it together.
deep.
Wow.
That is.
I'll be
deep.
joining y'all
Because I remember meeting you when you were
baby,
young.
like, because we went to Miami. That was
2015,
2015. So
yeah.
I was 25.
Wow,
Dang.
it's about to be
Wow.
5 years
5 years
ago in
ago.
May.
Damn.
That's deep.
Wow.
Wow,
That's a great
it's
trip.
correct.
Those are mine.
Okay, that's what's up.
So what?
The great thing about doing that, and I appreciate us doing that, is that we get to acknowledge them,
Right.
and try to figure out ways to curve them and move forward and do things.
I think
that.
that's step one. Like, for everyone, like, acknowledging the issue, and then addressing it and figuring out how to move through it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's what's up. So,
so we're shooting the shit. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we didn't announce that.
No, but it'll be on the title. Which y'all should know at this point. We just talk about whatever. We don't have an agenda or anything planned.
Oh,
so.
I got one. Well, I
Okay.
don't have an agenda, but I have something I think we should talk about
Uh-huh.
since it is, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving besides enjoying the food. But I want to know, and around this season, what, in retrospect, what are you grateful for?
That's a great question.
I'm thankful for y'all, grateful for y'all.
Yes,
and
definitely.
this process, because it's not easy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of money.
It does.
So,
a lot of work.
Right.
Dedication.
A lot of traveling
Woo.
for JB, flying up every time we record.
I
But
cannot
no,
wait till you guys move to LA. Child.
It takes a level of like dedication.
It does.
I'm grateful that y'all
Absolutely.
are on board with that.
You know what? The older I get, the more I am grateful, more and more grateful for my family. Like, obviously, I'm grateful for my friends and people that have been there consistently throughout my life. But more so my family, man. Like, my rock. And I don't know if it's because I keep on saying this, but I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm, picturing me having a family and, wanting to be there for my kids, my future kids and everything like that. But when I just look back on the times where like my mom was there when she didn't have to be,
right.
My grandma was there when she didn't have to be,
right.
My sisters were there when they didn't have to be. It just makes me so damn grateful. And then it also kind of puts me in check, like, well, what are you doing for them? You know what I'm saying? I think we are always, it's good to be grateful and thankful for the people in our lives and, around this time, but it also kind of puts things in perspective, like, well, what are you giving back?
Right.
Because you can be thankful all you want, but
take.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not, you don't want to have that type of relationship with anyone where you just take. And yeah, you're grateful, but, I feel like it should be more than that. So I'm working on, just giving back, and that's not necessarily just in the, material way, but just being present and, lending an ear to people around me, my circle, my family, my friends. So I'm grateful for people that are consistently and presently in my life.
Boom. Yes.
It's beautiful.
What about you?
I am grateful for this whole year. 2019. I've seen a lot of meme where people say 2019 is trash, but
people say that every damn year. Like, what's up with your life?
And
like,
I guess niggas expect of him to get money and get new cars and clothes.
Right.
And, that's the only thing I can. Like, what are you expecting?
Right. Every year is gonna have a down point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. To the point. It was a hard year. Like, but this year I feel like I've had the most emotional growth. Okay. And I know myself on a level, and I love myself to a level I never thought I could reach. And I'm very grateful for all the friends that were part of it. Y'all, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful to be grown.
Yes.
Just
Come
to be
on,
here.
Because now I can look at the world and like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna do me,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely grateful for having the stability that I have and just everything that I took for granted before, I can see now. So
Okay.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. What? Listen.
I feel that.
I love
what's
that.
Up, though.
Yeah, it's important to take a step back and just think about things. I'm also thankful for, because I'll probably get shit if I don't say it, I'm grateful for my family too. But they know that already, or I hope they do.
That's what's up, though. No, that was definitely a great thing to mention around this time. What we're grateful for and thankful for. And
what did y'all do for Thanksgiving?
So I went to SAC, and I have my two brothers' houses, and I picked out for 3 or 4 days straight.
Oh, good.
I gained like 10 pounds.
10 pounds?
In 3 to 4 days.
Yes.
See, that's
there's liquor too.
Oh yeah,
the whole time.
That'll do it.
Because if you go to my brother Regan's
house,
house,
I think I remember seeing your story, and you were saying that they were trying to get you to drink, but you were like no at first, and then they said, "Oh, this is made by a black woman or something."
My brother already knew, because I stepped into his house, and he's like, "For breakfast, we're gonna have mimosas." And then I was looking at the mimosa. I'm like, he was sneaking like hard liquor in the mimosa.
Damn,
that's my type of brother, right? That's my type of brother,
But it was a lot of fun. I got to reconnect with everyone, and it also drama free. It was just love and amazing food. My family throws down,
nice,
and I just couldn't help myself. So I have nice little 10-pound love on my stomach
good.
right now. But it's coming. It's coming.
Wait, he lifted his chest a little bit, like
it's sitting
in my stomach.
Y'all can't see it, but it's sitting.
It's
sitting
I mean,
well. It looks good.
I gain weight quickly and I lose it quickly, so I'm not even tripping. So.
When I say it's sitting, just to clarify, it looks good. It doesn't look bad.
know the lingo.
Yeah.
What about y'all? What you do?
I stayed home.
You did?
Yeah, by
Oh
myself.
yeah, you were cooking.
I cooked.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I wish I would have made it too.
Listen,
I
I
would have caught
cooked
a
too
flight
much.
specifically for that.
I cooked too much for just me.
Yeah. It was just you?
It was just me.
Not even your roommate?
No, she was with her family in SoCal.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But a friend did come over later that evening, and we just drank. We didn't
Okay.
Damn.
do anything, but
yeah, I mean, you saved leftovers,
That's
right?
what's up.
yeah. Oh no, those leftovers are long gone. I threw those out.
Okay.
Aw,
I ate it
man.
for about a week,
Mhm.
and then that was it. So before you go into yours, that brings up another point. How long is too long to eat leftovers? Like, what's the cutoff? Because people were saying after like 4 days, okay, throw away your food.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I think after like
what-
after 3 to 4 days. I don't know what you're.
What I would suggest.
That's weird. After 3 to 4 days.
I get tired of eating the same thing really quickly.
Yeah.
So by day 3, I didn't even want to see ham or
Yeah.
turkey or none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't do dairy, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do 1 day of eating dairy, but I can't no more. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had my stuff for a week. I gave it a week, and
Oh my goodness! And you were
What?
snacking on it the whole week.
I had other food too, but it was a lot, and it was just me. When my roommate finally came back, like she had some of it,
okay.
but no, yeah, I mean, sometimes people like when you meal prep, people make food on Sunday that they eat on Friday.
Yeah, but meal prepping is like I think like different foods too, right? Or
Well,
is it the
it's different
same
foods,
food?
but they prepare it Sunday, and it's waiting till Friday.
But it's not no turkey and like
it could
stuffing.
be. It's like chicken and string beans.
I guess
and
I don't think I could last
tuna.
past 3 to 4 days. And tuna, I don't think it could last past 3 to 4 days.
What about you, JB?
Yeah. So what'd you do for Thanksgiving?
So this Thanksgiving actually was my first time in like 8 years that I haven't spent with family. The past 7 years before this year, I was with family, which was pretty dope. My mom every year cooks chitlins,
oh god,
which is bomb. A lot of people don't like them, but
I don't like shitholes.
I love them. I completely love them. Especially with some hot sauce and cornbread on the side. Like, it's just bomb. It's like a family tradition that just happened, and we didn't even think about it. But yeah, so I didn't get to spend time with my family. I didn't get to spend time with my family this year. I stayed in LA, but I did spend time with some friends.
Nice. You did like a cute Friendsgiving situation.
Yeah, I did like 2 Friendsgivings on the actual Thursday. One of my friends is African, so I spent time with him and his friends and his family, and it was
Did
just
they have
different.
jollof?
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
They did. It was definitely it was an experience, especially the conversation that it was just a vibe. Like the conversation that ensued when we were eating and everything. Like we got into like politics and we talked about Kanye West. And as soon as I told them that I had a podcast, they were like, "Oh, so what do you think about?" And I'm like, "Lord, here we go." So, but yeah, Thanksgiving for me was really, really cool. And then I actually went out later that night and seen some other friends in West Hollywood. So
Come on,
it was a nice
I love me a cute Friendsgiving.
We were supposed to do one.
Well, I did throw one for my roommates because I found out a lot of my roommates were not gonna go home for Thanksgiving. So
where was Dev the coolest?
I mean, damn.
let me tell you,
Put him on the spot.
they ate that food within 2 hours. Everything was gone.
Yeah.
Everything was gone.
Yeah.
I made some Haitian rice. If y'all know, E010.
Yeah.
Was that the one that you made from my party that one time?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was everything.
That was
Yes.
Ray can get
With the
down.
shrimp.
Somebody better husband up Ray.
Oh, I even
immediately.
made a lot of vegan options too because some of my friends that were coming were vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, I didn't get an invite, so
I'm sorry.
it's
So
It was last minute. My friend down the street, I'm like, I'm cooking.
okay. Right, boobity.
something that's on my mind that I know is it's coming to a close, I guess, for this year, and it's going to be going into the primary, which is the election.
Yes. Finish your question.
No, that's why I was just bringing up the election.
I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. She said she's suspending her campaign. Kamala, excuse me. I just wish she would have wrote it out. I follow this page Q with the Q or something. It's this guy named Q, and he talks about politics, and he keeps me pretty informed in addition to The View. But he said something that resonated with me. It's like, at least, okay, you may not have been polling as high as like Joe Biden or Warren or all the other front runners, but at least push your message. Like, keep going to get your message pushed. And I think that's what she struggled with in her campaign from jump, is really setting some type of message, a clear message. She said for the people or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
Kamala for the people.
Kamala for the people,
yeah.
Kamala. But I always get her name
Kamala.
wrong. But it wasn't clear, and I just wish she would have stuck around. Like, example, Bernie. He started this whole wave with Medicare for All when he was running against Hillary back then, and now it's still being talked about. Like, he wrote it out to the end.
Yeah.
He didn't win, but what he was pushing is still being talked about. He started a conversation. So I just wish he would have at least waited it out a little bit longer.
as a Kamala supporter from day one,
we went
we did go to when she announced, which was 22,000 people out here in Oakland. But I'm actually happy that she pulled back and dropped out. I'm not happy about it, but if as you can see that she wasn't gonna get the nomination, I was just like, it's best to pull out now or when she did, mostly because I feel like it's bigger than her. So granted, she does have some policies that she does want that she probably does want to push. At the end of the day, it's about getting Donald Trump out of office. So if you have all these people on stage pushing their policies and pushing what they want, it's still too many people, and they just need to narrow it down immediately to one candidate so that they can start getting behind him and pushing him against getting him or her against Donald Trump so they can move forward. With Kamala Harris, I feel like she has a huge future. I was on Twitter and they were talking about, somebody can even probably pick her up for VP or Attorney General. So it's like, for her getting out, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that she got out when she did, but I'm not upset about it. Especially with everything that I was seeing, like there was just so much like against her, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and she says she's suspending. I think that's the key word. Suspending means on hold,
hiatus.
Hiatus. It doesn't mean it's done. So she could potentially run again. Or
I don't think she
the thing is,
back.
you can't come back from that, because when you're in a race and you're suspending, I mean, you're way far behind at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying this season. I'm not saying this election cycle. I'm saying in the future she.
I definitely think she should run in future elections for sure, because she did make a name for herself.
Yeah.
And
so
go ahead.
Oh no, that's all. I mean, I don't want to just be too much on Kamala, but have you guys have any like front runners that you want to discuss yet?
You know what? I've done a lot of research since we talked about it initially, and I was reading through not just everything that everybody stands for, but also like their history, and I'm just like very shocked of like the dark history that a lot of politicians have, which pretty much put them at the same line.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even Warren. So
yeah.
I think Kamala's history was definitely promoted to the forefront a lot more than everyone else,
because she was a black woman. It was definitely.
But then again,
and her own community tore her to fuck
exactly.
down.
So however, I think she was one of the strongest candidates up there. And I jumped the gun too, and I'm like, I don't see it for her. But looking at Warren and looking at Biden, I'm like, well, I guess it's the best of,
kind of. I think it's better than. Well, I'm gonna say it's better, but it's reminding me of the Hillary, like the better of two evils, best of two evils. Not to say that I know you were on Hillary's side, so I'm not saying she's evil, but she has a past too.
Well, no. What I was gonna even say is that I wouldn't compare Biden and Warren to Hillary and Bernie.
Well, no, I'm not Hillary and Bernie. Hillary and Trump.
Yeah,
when they were running, it was like.
Well, here's one of the main reasons why I was so against Hillary is because I know, what her foundation and her family involvement in Haiti, like the stuff that they've done. So it was very personal. So I was very against Hillary, but then I'm looking at Trump. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to go for her because.
But I don't think it's the same thing between.
It's not the same thing.
Warren and Bernie, because I mean they don't compare to. I mean, I was a fan of Hillary, obviously, because I didn't really care for the other candidates, and I appreciate some of her policies and everything like that.
Yeah, I guess
I'm not saying she was an angel.
I wouldn't say. I guess it's a stretch. I was speaking more to his point of saying like everyone has like a dark past, so it's like trying to figure out which dark past is the better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
well, because it's very
but
telling.
not to the extreme. Because
I feel like Donald Trump and Hillary
very
were
telling of someone's character because politicians get there and they have a PR team to pretty much help them feed you a message to make you vote for them. Yeah. But I want to know from your past. I want to see your resume and see the mistakes you've made and how you've held yourself up to do better.
Right, or if you addressed
it. And if you addressed it,
because people become apologetic when it's called out. They don't. If it's a secret, nobody's going to apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? So if you did right without having to be called out, I think that says a lot too.
I think she did a lot of great things and also put the issues that Black women are facing on a platform as well. Like we're looking at
talking about Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala, the birth disparities and like
our past with busing when she called out Joe Biden.
Yeah, she called him
everything like
out.
that. Yeah, I mean it was it definitely was it brought a lot of things to light. That was one of her
moments. That was one of her like big moments.
moments.
But my front runner, I think I said this before, is right now is Warren, but I don't think that she's going to win the primary. But she's my.
And the thing is, I think with Bernie's heart issues, I think that's definitely
that messed him up. But who's your front runner?
It would be between Bernie and Warren. Definitely, I think they both support causes that I'm for. Kamala was definitely like.
I was rooting for her for sure.
I was rooting for her as well.
She wasn't my front runner, but I was definitely rooting for her.
I would be happy if either Kamala, Warren, or Bernie were president. To be honest, but the thing is, I look at presidency very differently than a lot of people. I do not put a lot of stake in the power of a president, and I also know that presidents play scapegoats a lot, and the true power is local government. So for me, it's okay, within these three, I'll be comfortable.
Yeah. Well, now what about you, JB?
To be honest with you, it's up in the air.
Right.
I'm just so disappointed that, I could only speak for my community, but I'm just so disappointed that, our community fell into the trap of degrading this Black woman.
Right.
And like really bringing her down. And it's just like, and me out of anybody, like I understand her past. Like I understand what she did, and I never advocated, I never said it was good, but people make mistakes, and people have a history, and people have a past. But you have to understand where they're at right now, and you have to understand what she was bringing to the party and what she stood for. You know what I'm saying? And what that's the future. Like just her being a Black woman and never even like. I can go on and on.
No, please do.
Anyways,
I hated that people said she wasn't Black enough. Yeah. That was another we could see right through that, and it's
they were just saying
what is Black enough?
Well, a lot of people do that because if somebody has too much education, they're not Black enough.
And my thing is, I also want our community, the Black community specifically, to remember that while yes, we want the president to be on our side, this is not the president of Black people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. No. So like, I know there were people disappointed in Obama because he didn't do enough for Black people, and it's like, okay, so what? One, you need to understand the layers that go into policy because the president, while he can do executive orders and stuff like that, he can't really put stuff into law. You got to go to Congress.
But I understand what you're saying, but I do believe that every president should have a Black agenda.
Oh, absolutely. They should do something for every community. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, from what I've seen, in my interpretation of it, most Black people want a president for Black people, period. And it's like, I don't, it's not.
It's not.
Yes, I want reparations. I want I'm here for all of that. That's why I'm not fucking with Buttigieg because he doesn't give me anything for the Black community. I want someone that has an agenda for the Black. Listen, barely that, but he's using that as a crutch. Yeah, baby. He's using that gay shit as a crutch, but
that gay shit.
Anyway,
yeah, sorry. Well, we can go on and on too, but my point is let's get out of the whole if you're not doing what what I see is enough for the black community, then you're not getting my vote.
But we'll definitely have a,
we'll have to have
longer conversation.
Yeah,
we have to have a
politics.
conversation
I was about to get into it.
Yeah, and I was like, we're going to have to wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
Did anybody want to have any last thoughts real fast before we
love is love.
Love is
What?
love. Okay.
My last thought, I guess, on politics is definitely hold yourself accountable to participate. Don't just, don't just look at president like somebody to hire to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to participate, and you got to pressure politicians all the time to support the things you care about.
Right.
That's it.
And on a serious note, don't rely on other people to vote for you.
Yeah.
Like, get out and vote.
Yes.
Like, don't think, this person's winning, so I don't need to because everybody's already voting for him. No, your vote matters. So
And
get
on a
out
really, really
and
serious,
vote.
and that's true. And on a really, really serious note,
That
do I have
wasn't
any
really
boogers in
serious.
my nose?
Okay. Thank y'all for listening to
have,
another
like, 2.
episode.
I'm just playing. I'm
Damn,
just
not
playing.
a few.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank y'all for listening to another episode of Slick Talk.
Hashtag
Slick- I've always. You say don't forget the hashtag.
And literally, when I run into people all the time, I'm like, hashtag Slick Talk. They look at that, be like, are you sure it's a hashtag? I'm like, yeah, it's a hashtag. You can't forget the hashtag.
Right,
That's how it pops up.
Right, that's how it pops up
Yeah, a lot of-
quickly.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for listening to another episode. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
And we love y'all.
Peace.
These goodbyes are always so awkward for me.
They
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
This episode of Hashtag Slick Talk was brought to you in part by Nexus Recording Studio. If you're looking for a place to record your next EP or your podcast, please check out Nexus Recording Studio, where the Bay records.